Mike Gill and Crash.
Hi, Mike. How are you today?
Hey, Crash. Hey, you know what? Crash just taught me a game that I didn't know. Is it called Whac-A-Mole?
Whack-a-mole.
Whac-A-Mole.
Whack 'em.
Whack. Oh, definitely whack.
Yeah.
Right in the head. You're going to love this because we're whacking a few moles. The same moles that we gave you before. The same moles in our last podcast that we outed, right? We told you we were going to out them. At the time we told you, all these enemies, Patricia and Holly and Twinkle,
Patrick.
Little and all these other assholes, Packard, Markowitz, they were all pushing us more than anybody else. Mockingbird photocopied everything, every video, all the evidence, right? Holly was sending me money this whole time. Patricia, right behind you. You're a legend, Mike. These are all the same people cutting our throats right now. What did we tell you? They're either one or two people. They're either patriots and they understand my path and would not attack. Two, they would attack immediately. Oh, an attack immediately did. It turns out nobody was in door number one. They were all moles. Now, what I want you to grasp hold of right here and now, remember how each and every one were promoting me and Crash at a time and pushing and saying, you've got to follow him. Do you think that I showed you how they occupied my company? And all you've got to do is watch those videos that they occupied me with Project Veritas and their moles. So everywhere I had was the moles and surrounding me. Do you think they wouldn't do that to Twitter and Truth and social media? Oh, I know. I'm going to follow Mike Gill and pretend to be his friend. How easy was that? So we have to know they would do that. So the only question is, who are they? And I caught most of these years ago. You think you fooled me? I caught the Department of Justice. I'm leveraging President Trump with the fucking truth. And you pinheads are going to fool me. Really? Maybe you should watch some of those depositions that are on state of corruption. Because me and you might just have a date with a deposition. And then all of your working with Rendell, Aaron Day, James O'Keefe, we're going to have electronic records, not only a deposition. We're going to verify all those evidence. So you know what? I didn't tell you because I wanted more. I wanted more of you. Now, those who suggest that it was Crash that turned around and sent me on that direction, you haven't met me. Crash knows. Crash has turned around and said, what? I mean, somebody's going to control Mike? Listen, Crash is the one that looks at this shit, pulls the things together and go, hey, this is the truth, which makes her the patriot. And she understands and saved me in Arizona, my life. So in other words, for you to turn around or anybody to turn around, question her with me, makes me cancel you out immediately. Right, John? I got your email. Crash talked me out to not posting it, shithead. Now, this is what's dangerous, John and Tracy. They were real whistleblowers with real evidence, and they got to them. You know how they got to them? I was dealing with Michelle Moore. I was going to put them on the show. This was matching funds and family court. It was real, and it was important. Michelle canceled it, wouldn't put them on, and called them. And the last time I talked to them, they were being reached by Flynn. You see, Michelle Moore again.
Again, yeah.
All these moles, and they're all connected, even the Moore, even to Ariel, then Arizona. We're not walking away from them. They were all moles. Remember 98% CIA and all that? I'd asked everybody there. You've seen all these podcasters, and you know I was on their show. You didn't hear me not crush Flynn. You didn't hear me change the subject. Ultra, that pinhead. And if you want to know how desperate they are, now think about this. They sent Ultra, a dummy. I mean, a real dummy. I won. Fuck you on the shit. You convinced us he wasn't JFK Jr.? Really? Thanks, shithead. So think about it. That's how desperate they are. They sent the moron. You know who would take the job? Only a moron. Okay, now wait a minute. John, they sent John too.
I was going to say, why did John and Ultra show up at the same time? That's, another,
Right.
I question it.
Well, you should question it because John's asking for my telephone number, and the girlfriend asked my telephone number days before. What are they trying to find? My location? Isn't that right, Holly? Looking for my address, trying to save me paper money? We have all that too. Again, my address and my location. When I told you we're running out of exits, we are. This is it. You should see the next stuff I'm going to bring you. We'll wait on that. But I know why they're trying to prevent me. They're afraid of the next outbreak. That's why that John mentioned, hey, Mike, you're still on the B things with these guys. You didn't reach to the A. That was the reference to Tucker Carlson. That's the record to all this higher end media. Then I will share this with you. And I've always told everyone here the truth. It was too important not to. Those media groups are reaching out. That's right, boys and girls. In fact, and Crash knows this too, one of them in the beginning that I'm working with told me the number one draft choice. I go, what do you mean? Listen, Mike, if they're all starting to tell the truth and we're moving to the truth with these medias, you're the star of the fucking show. You've got 20 years of content. You're in their face. But they want me to remain quiet and patient, which is not. They seem to be running out of time for that. So I'm telling you, I ain't trusting any of them, including Tucker, all of them. Again, it's action. What I'm telling you is coming up is real action. You're all going to be scared. When you find out about China and the taking over from the brown people, the fentanyl business of this country, our worst enemy, the keeper of the second most countries of bonds, our debt. We are not any more leverageable with anybody than China. My next podcast is going to have you have a heart attack. That's right. Maybe you'll find out that they're moving, next to water supplies. Right. So all what you're seeing is what we told you we would expose. All what we did when we did it is how they reacted if they were a spy and a mole. And that's who they did. Now, I want you to grab yourselves. Ready? All those years of full-time dedication. Why? They told you now they were a mole. They spent years doing it. What do I carry that these people's lives got attached to me? What?
It was years, 9 years for some of them.
Right. 2016, running for governor. That's Mike Rendell, too, that piece of shit. That's Project Veritas. I'm sorry. That's Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
That's Ariel calling out Planet Fitness. James O'Keefe, all the thing. Ariel replicated me. Clear Bess, who as soon as we out John, becomes his new follower. The writer of the lie, the cover-up story of removing and erasing Mike Gill. I think we said erase Mike Gill. There's the cover story. They're giving up the brown men, the Mexicans, the Colombians, the Chinese. What did the Chinese make? Oh, fentanyl. Would they move in? Oh, Maine and those casinos. And they get a problem with the Chinese. But they're only talking pot, right? Steve, only pot? Was it Robinson?
Steve Robinson, yeah.
Right. You don't think they sell fentanyl, shithead? You don't know what's controlling this and laundering? Well, no one's answering. Well, how about open that fucking door? You said knock on the door? Well, hello. I've got a few hundred videos of me knocking on that fucking door. the DOJ, the FBI, the DEA, the state police, the drug task force. I documented it on purpose. So, what you're seeing with these people, one, the attack on Crash. They need to take a lifeline from me. I'm telling you right now, you trust me, you trust her. Do not allow that to happen. Divide and conquer, that's what the little bastards are doing. Now, they may be thinking, we had Mike. Mike was fooled. Shut up. And then Crash told him. Now, when I told Crash, and then she started watching you, no, she concurred you were a fucking moles, but it was me. I had you for you. When I told Craig, didn't I tell you about Patricia I had for years?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. But it's time to clean these bastards up. It's time not to have them hang on because they're going to be part of my evidence. How many of them were talking to D? In fact, we did have one posted we put up that we said we are going to put up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's just take a look at this contact as far as who we're dealing with, right? Remember I told you there was Aaron Day, there's O'Keefe, there's the Mossad, right? The DOJ in controlling this. And then this fucking asshole, Brendan O'Connell, who's just some guy he's in Mexico, going back to Australia, right? And this Twinkle, that's who this asshole is from what? Scotland?
Twinkle is Patrick. Call him Patrick.
Patrick. I mean,
he changes his name of username on Twitter every day. So
now think about this. He ties in Brendan O'Connell to Bob Hope. Isn't that the asshole thing? I don't know Bob Hope. Bob Hope isn't me. There it is. And who's involved with this, with Bob Hope and sends O'Connell the evidence? Holly. What the fuck? In New Hampshire again? The woman that's asking my location? Right? We have all those. Hide with Brendan O'Connell? Hide with him? Are we missing something? Listen, O'Connell's getting paid. They're all getting paid. You got it? That's blackmail and extortion. They're being paid to stop me. Brendel, what's the motive? Planet Fitness, 800 million, drug distribution, money laundering across the country. Hey, I know. Ask Ariel. He did a whole thing on Planet Fitness. Money laundering, all of it. In fact, we'll show that later on next podcast. We'll show how Ariel outed the Sinaloa cartel and all their control and the politicians by name. Boys and girls, the brown people are out. The yellow people are in. I'll go further about that. Right, remember? Who makes fentanyl? Not the Mexicans, not the Colombians. They're the poppies. Who makes fentanyl? The Chinese. Why do you need a chemist? Because if off a little bit, you kill a few 100,000 people. You see? But it's building casinos. That's what we showed you. And every one of them, now think about it. What did horse racing, where did we show you on Dave Ballmer's own show? You watched that show again, I think it was Thursday. And what did we show you? Horse racing, money laundering, fixing, the racetrack that goes into Penn National. Let's attack Mike Gill in horse racing. You retards. Do you know how long they've been doing that shit for? How about this? They don't offer you money if you're leverageable. If you can blackmail the person, why pay them? It seems to be how the fucking world goes by. Except for you get one honest one honest person that turns around and goes, fuck yourselves. Right. All of you. And you know what? We're at the end of the ride, boys and girls. If we don't get through, you're fucked. You see this economy? It's getting bad. You know what I just calculated? Just buying homes. You've got the interest rates and the denominator of the prices. This thing is going to fall. I mean, crash. You see what you've been to the grocery store? Have you bought meat? That's before the tariffs. Well, we grow beef. Yeah. Canada feeds them shitheads. You see? It's all tagged. You're paying it because you are broke. You notice how Musk was saying bankruptcy broke and disappeared? All of a sudden he said Epstein files, and now he's quiet. They're lighting the matches. All of this is interrelated. It's the control of the Department of Justice. All of them. Who let go of Whac-A-Mole, the Department of Justice? We just turned around and tied them all together. Every one of them. And if there's a electronic investigation All of it. Phone calls, everything. They're all together, including Flynn, including Day, including the Mossad, all of it. We roll it all back. The game is blackmail and extortion. That's what they're doing. They're desperate, or they don't send a pinhead like Ultra. They don't send a guy like, I
John.
mean, what is it?
John.
John.
Well,
I
I
get,
will say this. Your strategies are your strategies. I have nothing. I'm here to support Mike and to help Mike. That's it.
right,
I have,
right.
I have nothing that, no ulterior motives, no agenda. I
How would Crash have the strategy when I've been doing it for 20 years?
right.
She don't know those players. Crash helps me particularly in from her position of understanding Q and the social media years before I was there. So, in other words, between the two of us in contracting, but as far as strategy, many times I talk to Crash. Crash will tell you, she targets and she investigates, a good investigator, and she digs in deep. But then she exposes what she investigated, not understanding the strategy behind it and that investigation. Some things we should tell people, some things we should hold, and then show them and set people up. That's the strategy. That's our discussion. I will talk to Crash. We're going to do this. This is the strategies. I'm telling you. She doesn't want to hear the word strategy again. But it is. I mean, think about it. Who am I? I mean, this is who I am and what I've done. If I don't have the strategy, you're all in trouble. Listen,
Right.
we know that brokered convention with the witnesses and the evidence, and I broke up that brokered convention. Well, I did. No one else. In fact, everybody else came complicit, but they all have fucking tapes. And then when Stacy Burke, if you remember, after the conversation, right after the meeting, was word for word what I told you. And Stacy Burke held on to that for a year and had McMahon attack me. Just like these assholes, moles, because they couldn't have you find out what was on there, or they couldn't leverage Flynn for a payoff. That's what happened. They're getting paid. We're the only ones not getting paid, by the way. All those moles, they're all getting paid. Grindel, we started shaking money from Grindel and so forth. Aaron Day, the whole thing. In fact, you know why they were the ones sending me money? So they knew what condition I was in constantly. They knew I was just starving, but just on the line. They wanted me seasoned for every deal that I would take, that anything I would take. So that's part of the seasoning. All of them. Michelle Moore did the same thing. This is
Right.
her. Listen, there may not be a darker son of a bitch in this whole thing than Michelle Moore. That is one cold-hearted sucker, boy. She brought me to Arizona to be murdered. Holly, as soon as I caught Michelle, you know who was looking for my phone and had my phone number? Holly. Bang. And who does she look like? Sound like? Michelle Moore. See, they knew me, the damsel in distress. They knew me of a person of faith. And they knew that that's why one of the reasons why I was continuing forwards. So they brought me people of faith, damsel in distress. These suckers knew my book.
The weakness.
Right. Turns out I'm a sucker for somebody in trouble. Right. So, in other words, they're in trouble. Remember, Michelle, off of PPN. Oh, they fired me, Mike. Oh, all right, I'll go and put your show. It was bullshit. All of it. She was always one of them. And when you back these people up, let's back O'Connell up to Flynn and Michelle and Grindel to Michelle. Well, wait a minute. They're all talking? Bang. That's what it is. And let's think, what happened to Michelle thereafter? She does her Monday show with Mark Taylor, a couple of shitheads that are talking to Jesus and makes you buy it, which is the worst of all of this, is when they prey on the people of faith. Remember, believing without evidence is the basics of faith. You don't believe in those shitheads. What is it? It's QVC for the rest of the time.
Right.
I'm
And getting
selling
godly
you
granny, the people that are, she's having, godly granny is being, what's that, multi-level marketing. She's having
right.
these people. I'm noticing they're following Patrick now and Ultra. I mean, the people that are fighting you, they're all of a sudden following. I'm thinking,
Right.
to me, it just all connects. And if people don't see it, that I see it because
It's
I'm involved.
impossible not to be coordinated and connected. They all are. That's the thing we've got to teach you, people out there. Listen, you've got to stop paying attention and understanding. How is this possible? How do these people stay with Mike for years? Why did they change their tune as soon as Mike called them all out and said they were going to do it and then did it? And then all of a sudden we find an ultra? Where the fuck this shithead comes up from? Right? It's bullshit. And John's principal thing was get ready to crash.
Yeah.
It will be all right. And then who just follows John right after? Claire Best. Who's Claire Best? Writing the false narratives for these criminals, Rundell, that we put together. Audra Toop put together. Audra Toop takes you to Roger Stone and Flynn and the Department of Justice. Who let go of Audra Toop? The Department of Justice. Who did I have in check? The Department of Justice. What? All of it? So there was an insurrection. It was by the Department of Justice. It was Flynn to do that. And listen, it isn't Trump's innocent. Trump's in the Pandora's box, or he would have opened Epstein files, or he would have opened Pandora's box. So in other words, that's why. That's why Stacy Burke had it connected to Trump through those entities of Flynn. So in other words, that is what's in play here. We're in a world of blackmail. I'm even thinking friends, Trump's in front of Putin and all. They need something. They need something. Hey, maybe they'll stop asking about the Epstein files.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Right.
We're already forgetting about it. I mean, people aren't even talking about it.
Right. Maybe you won't open Pandora's box because what's going to tempt you to? Hey, the broker you get, the scarier it gets as the Chinese is buying your farmland, Bill Gates is buying your farmland. Then what? When are you going to hit the brakes? Do we not understand, even openly? In fact, I heard Tucker Carlson yesterday say that Ted Cruz was corrupt and owned. Okay. Now, you guys can Google that. If any of the Senate or Congress has been corrupted or violated, you investigate every single one of them. And if there isn't, sorry for the inconvenience, but Americans all over this country get fucking audited by the IRS. So pardon us, but shut the hell up. Now, do you believe it's 98%? I think corrupt. Julian Assange told you that. He said 98%. Now, what number do you accept? 50? Not 90, it's 50. Not 50. 30. Just 30, a third of them. When is a number enough to investigate them all and audit them all? When is a number enough? Or do Pelosi has to make more millions? And here's the kicker. The money they show you is a fraction of what they stole from you. That's the 37 billion. And you know who just plugged into it? The same laundering network? China. You know who's buying that land in New Hampshire? The richest man in China. They're moving in, folks. You're going down. And as time goes on and things start to crash, that's a hell of a buying market, for like China. You see? Do you know who was buying that land before? The cartels. That's Anagos. Who had the most land? Anagos. The Sinaloa cartel. Who had the most businesses? Anagos. Who had the most residential property? Anagos. Who owns the fucking casinos that I stopped building in New Hampshire only to have me take all my assets and try to murder my ass, then moved all the casinos into New Hampshire. You see? All one big laundering network. Everything that is draining our society. Now they're having you pay taxes. Really means they're double taxing you because we are broke. Here's what I'm suggesting. If they steal that too, not only are you poorer, broker, unemployed, can't afford housing, but the government starts collapsing. You know those social services? They're already starting to cut those out. Why don't you cut the ones that are stealing? But think about it. Social Security. I mean, how old are you going to be now? 67, 69, they're talking? I mean, I'll tell you what. Let's put them in the ground and have this Social Security kick in. Oh, shit. We'll pay the dead, but we won't pay the living. We'll turn around and take these immigrants and put them in hotels but we'll starve our own people and steal their money. You know, this matching funds with John, the shithead, was coming up with? That comes out of Social Security, which is why Social Security is going broke. It's going into your family courts, those same lawyers and the same people who take your children and putting them in Sununu Youth Detention Center. 1,100 beaten and raped. Now, you think about this. How does that not? And Maine, guess what? All of this is yours. And as Dottie will tell you, it wasn't they were corrupt. It wasn't that they didn't bring Shaheen in. It wasn't they were moving fentanyl there. But now the money laundering network has moved to your state and town. Now, why is that so important? I'll tell you why, Boy Scouts. Because it comes with licensing. It comes with identification, state and federal identifications. All those yellow people running across the state are all licenses. You know what? And they're probably dealing blackjack at the casinos. Have you checked out the backside of a racetrack? The last time I checked out the backside of a racetrack, they arrested 3 people, 2 for murder. No, it was on a podcast. Now, you might have seen it. But you'll talk shit, not look.
All right.
How's that?
They don't look.
Right. Listen, if there's somebody else with my resume, my sacrifice, one person, you got the whole fucking country and you got the whole time. All right? You name one. I mean, people gave up their lives. I gave up a pretty good life. Anybody put these cartels on signs? Anybody goes after the judges, even while I'm in with the judges? Anybody exposed family court and exposed the child trafficking and connected to the cartel? When I went into the podcast, what did I do? Did I take a deal? Did I let them pay me? Did I let them turn around and give me my money back? I told them all to go fuck themselves and outed the whole thing. He outed one. Oh, really? He's not JFK Jr.? Shut the fuck up. You see? I outed all of them, the network. That was Michelle. That was Script Keeper. That was Ariel. Ariel was connected with Harris in Arizona. They were going to smoke me. And I want you to understand, them looking for my location, it's the smoke or snatch. You better send some big bastards, I got to tell you. But, or a deal. They can't be talking to me about a deal and me putting it on the internet. No, which is I've done several times, each and every time, including a 50, right? So that's where we are. We're out of doors. You're out of doors. The Epstein files, the Pandora box is following the same path. Burke is piggybacking my evidence, okay? We're all headed to New Hampshire. We're finding the casinos, Penn National, a bunch of fucking Chinamen, right? There it is. Who's there? Clinton, Obama. Obama. Do you know who Maxwell bought her property from? You know, the one they arrested her in New Hampshire? From an Obama cabinet member in an LLC. Mark, now we get Obama selling the connected. Who's a lawyer? Lance Maxwell in there. You don't think she had safeguards moving there? Of course she did. Then we have Shaheen. Then we have Lowen. It's impossibilities. So understand the measure of these people, of their desperation, of how close I'm getting. You watched that last podcast on Thursday. Everything they attacked, remember, was in that podcast. 10 national horses. Who wrote the articles? Pollock? Who did we out at Pollock that's saying that he wanted me to run for governor? You see? They're using old shit without even understanding the shit because he is a dummy and they're feeding him. And you know who volunteers for the job this close? Only the dummies. You know what I had said? And you've seen me post this. They never send me the smart ones. You know why? The smart ones know not to fuck with me. There are no smart ones. Not smart enough. Maybe you should look at some of the depositions. Crash just showed me one too recently. I forgot about it. The guy, lawyer and so forth.
Yeah.
I want all these other pinheads to know that I'm going to see the best I can do because this is landing. And any deal or conditions will come with law and order. All you pinheads, including Michelle Moore, including all these moles, we may have a talk. And whatever happens, I'll be doing the depositions. I'll insist on it. And when they see my depositions, they ain't got anybody better to do them. Okay? And they'll all be on video. All of you. You see? So there's the plan. We're moving in, and these pieces are important. You people out there have to have my back and Crash's back. If you don't know who we are, don't follow us. Don't talk. If you
Yeah,
have a question
just
in your
move
fucking
on.
mind, if you can't look at them and look at me, and remember, look at them, the ones who said I was so important and I was legend, the whole thing. Look at it all. Use your discretion. If you can't tell I'm telling the truth, you're lost. We work well together, me and Crash, because she tells the truth, even if it's not what she wanted. But that's where we are, and that's how close we are, and they're all watching. So know this: their desperation is how close we are, is a measure of how close, and they need me gone at this point. Listen, 20 years. Have I not picked it each and every time? You can't see. What did I tell you? There's an awakening coming, a reckoning.
A reckoning, yeah.
On a reckoning. I knew this was coming. And listen, they even knew running out of money, running out of health. My fucking teeth are falling out. Okay. I mean, they know what condition I am. I can't travel, right? No insurance. They understand that too. If I drop dead naturally, that's fine. But they put me in a negotiating position. And I have always said no, always. And we are at the door. And this thing with Epstein, when Trump doesn't open that, you're going to go, what? When all of a sudden the thing with the Ukraine, and listen, what did they say in Ukraine? Money laundering? Child trafficking? Who told you about the Ukraine before anybody? In the meeting, even with Howley, to give the evidence to Trump, I told you I was up to my ass in Ukrainians. You people didn't even know where the fuck Ukrainian was. The Ukraine. You
Yeah.
see? And what did I tell you? Money laundering I was taking, and all of a sudden I bump into fucking Ukrainians? And do you remember Matthew Tuccaroni with Elvire meeting Ukrainians with Mickey Klein, so forth? It's always about money laundering. All these podcasts about money laundering and stealing and the cover of the CIA, all of it. I don't know. Me and Crash had talked about making this kind of short to the point. But I'll end with this. You ready? Your life is in jeopardy. You need one person to stand between what threatens you to stop them. Now, you take all the podcasters, Alpha, Ultra this, Alpha that, Patriot this, Patriot that. If we're in a fight and someone's going to murder your ass, you need to trust that one person to step in the way. Now you tell me, are you picking one of those assholes or me? And you know what? You can pick Crash too. But I've got to wish some strange things. I'm good face to face, better. So I look for that. But you tell me something happens, you start with these bastards. They'll all run, they'll all scatter, they'll all hide, but you remember who they are. You have to have our back. I've got to be, you know what Shred's saying? Crash is saying, I'm not the strategy. No, I am. So let me play. Let me entrap them. These are the moments in the conversions of things that have happened. You don't think the people of Maine and New Hampshire, no, I know them. They're going to lose their shit when they figure it out. That China's moving next door. See? They didn't mind the Mexicans because they didn't see the Mexicans or the Colombians other than building Anagos's HUD properties. So, and even what Steve says, oh, I don't see Mexicans. Really? Did you see this network? But you see the Chinamen, and I know why, because the main pot growers are trying to take the Chinese out of that business and gave them the fentanyl business. One of you got fentanyl. Now we're turning around and using Tucker and Steve to leverage them. You don't think I know that shit? It is fentanyl. I'm going to show you a map. You know who owns Maine? You know what? I showed you that map. I was going to use it for another one. All right, I'll save it. But you're going to be shocked. How much of Maine is owned by the fucking Chinese? And did you know that Maine and New Hampshire border Canada? So as you're looking at Mexico, They're moving shit down there from Canada to New Hampshire to Canada, Maine. And if you want to see what they own, I'll show you the maps. We'll save that.
Yeah, you
You may
say that
not be able to
that's on
handle the rest
Thursday,
of it.
right?
What was
Thursday.
it?
That was Thursday, right?
Thursday on D
Yeah.
show. We will go over it. I will show you why they attacked right then. You know, we did the podcast. The ambush was already set. The fact that we did the podcast would nullify the ambush because it makes them look like a bunch of jerk offs. So the thing here is now we're going to take that ambush and why that had to be, we're going to take it to the next step of things that I know that other people don't know. And this thing with Tucker and all, if they think they're doing, listen, I'm talking to multiples. I'm not working with any one of them unless I get a free rein to say what I want. If they're going to turn around and stop at certain things, listen, it ain't about Republicans and Democrats. Get that shit out of your head. You think they care about politics? It's about getting paid. Chris Como goes from this side to that side, jumps around. Listen, follow the money. They're all going to be wanting to tell the truth. They're all going to go on this platform, which makes me the number one draft choice, not from me, from those assholes. Right. And you know who knows it? They do. Why do you think I keep getting probed for Tucker? Hey, do you know Tucker here? Hey, Tucker's this. Oh, you can't go on Tucker. Now, how the fuck did they find out? You see? All right, Crash.
Well, I have something I just want to show real quick for the people
Okay.
who are following you. First of all, I just want to say Mike doesn't entertain dummies, so he will block.
How about this? I will make a rule. I'm sorry, Crash. I want to. If you follow this Twinkle Little or Ultra, and you follow me, you're out.
He blocks. It's ever since I've known him, he's blocked. He doesn't have time to entertain dummies. Is basically as easy as I can put it. So I'm just putting that out there. But I do want to mention for the people that have actually noticed this, and I notice it, but Mike doesn't do this on his own. This is a tweet from, I did not give that thumbs up. My hands are right here.
Yeah.
That's
we
kind
had
of
to both
creepy.
show our hands when funky shit happens on the screen.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But here's a tweet from Mike recently. You just commented to somebody else, but your comment section is closed off. It's grayed out. No one can, it says who can reply, only verified accounts or people mentioned. Now, he's not doing that. Now I'm going to, I'm going to show him a video. What I have to do with Mike is I have to make a tutorial. And I'm going to show him actually how how that can happen on your, you have to do that every time you tweet.
Right.
So I'm going to show you how that's happening. And I want to see if you can do it or not do. If I don't know, but that is something that I've been a little bit irritated because I can't comment under some of your stuff.
Listen, I can tell you this,
but it's not you.
We are completely censored on Twitter.
Yeah.
On everything. All
That's
right.
Twitter doing that.
Our echo chamber, only the people in the echo were all the moles.
And you know what? That only started since you started outing these people. Now connect that.
Right.
It just started like a week or two ago.
It is about, think of all the efforts made for you not to hear me. Think of all the podcasters I went on and I attacked Flynn. You didn't hear me turn around, take one position and not out them all. I didn't know who they were. When I started meeting them, I started saying, this is the Flynn organization. I just left Flynn organization with all this shit and then said, now I got him. Now I got Flynn too. And listen, everything I said, I did do. Do you not look at these podcasters with questioning now? You not seeing Nino with the same bullshit, commander-in-chief and so forth? Underground? I mean, it was fairy tales. And this is important now because this is the time where they turn around, get into the cartoon characters like Ariel. They've got to take your consciousness off and focus common sense, what you're seeing happening now. I'm going to give it to you direct. I'm going to give it to you honest and approach you in common sense. For instance, these people to do it, we called them out. The moles attacked us after we outed them, as we told you they would do. And then they hire these guys to attack simpletons who you know, what choice do they have? To manipulate these witnesses. But see here, What you need to do is have our back. You deal with that shit because we can't. Because here's what they're trying to do: distract me. I'm on the path and we're moving the ball faster than they like. What did I've always told you? Destroy the man, you destroy his message. Right? So you've got to get smart. Listen, I'll be quick to block because I don't have time. I'm on the path. I'm not looking to make 500 followers, 500,000 followers. My path was to build a platform. If we couldn't get it, the market is building its own platform now. Great. Now, help the moles, clean the decks, don't get spied, move forwardly. So yes, boys and girls, we're going to blow this up, but we're going to make the right decision. But it's coming. Every day it's coming, which is why Flynn's shitting himself. We're going to show what? All the text messages from December 18th. We're going to have the Fed snatch up the recording in the Arizona. Oh, Liz Harris, give it up. Shelby Bush, give it up. Matthew Cerrone, give it up. And put it back. Gross. Come on. See, it's not like we can't catch them all, which is why it's so easy to catch them, which is why they've got to lie to you so dramatically. You see? So, all right, Crash.
Right.
But we're staying focused on the target. We're moving forwardly. I don't have time for these. So I'll block you. And if you're following them, you know what? It's more important that you're somebody that I feel like I can trust. It may mean, listen, we don't know each other and all, but I can tell you, I'll catch you. All right? When you think I don't, I did for years. And then there comes the time where you pull the string. We're here. We're here. And remember, we're here. Think around you. Epstein, the whole thing. What's Trump going to do? What are you going to do when they open files? What? Call it a day? Didn't happen? Okay. All right, Crash.
All right. Until next time. See you.
Survived another day, and I haven't lost any teeth, at least today. All right. See you, Crash.
Okay. Bye. I'm going to mention one more thing because Mike didn't. And I know he has trouble talking about or asking for help, but he does have a give, a send, go, and anything will help him. So he is asking that if anybody can afford even the smallest amount, he could use it right now, just because he is cutting off his lifeline, and he's trying to just make it to the next day. So his give, send, go link is always pinned to his page on Twitter, and it's always in our description box under our videos on YouTube and on Rumble. But I will add it to this video when I post it on Twitter as well, so that it's accessible for you. And we both appreciate it because I see what he's living, how he's living, and what he's going through. And it's kind of heartbreaking, but I know he appreciates it a lot. So thank you.